Welcome home. We are WNST, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We are positively here doing Christmas carols with a legend. We are at Costas Inn in beautiful Dundalk. This is Calvin Statham. He was my 7th, 8th, and 9th grade middle school music teacher. We called it a junior high then because he always delineates. It's all brought to you by the Maryland Lottery. I have the Holiday Luck Doubler. I hope that Calvin is the $50,000 winner in this on the $5 competition. We are the pride of Holabird Junior High. This is my 1980 middle school yearbook. This is my 1981-82 middle school yearbook. And this man made me the man that I am, Calvin Statham. How are you?
I'm fine.
People love you.
Huh?
People love you.
Well, I love people.
Well, I know you do.
Yeah, I love people. And especially people like you, Nestor.
Well,
my children.
My children.
My children.
How many children did you have in the 58 years that you
know.
taught music in Baltimore County? 58, only 58 years you taught. I thought it was 59, but I was wrong.
Thousands, I can say.
Well, every time I put you up on the internet.
When I started teaching, I was teaching more than one grade at one time. If I had a chorus at Holabird, the chorus.
There were 60 kids in our class, right?
Yeah, but I had a whole mixture of children when I first went to Holabird. And I mean, we would have large choruses because all the kids wanted to sing at that time. And they did. They performed well. It was great.
Now, the last time we were here, my son brought the piano. We brought the piano to Drug City as well. We did not bring the piano today, so we're going to have to go a cappella if we do this. I've already given you all the hard time about West Side Story and all that stuff, but I put you up on the internet and said you're coming today. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Gina Shock's going to be here a little while. Todd Schuler's waiting patiently here at the bar to come on and talk with me. But I found you were sitting across from me, and I saw you smiling. And there's something about your smile that I'm like, I'm going to take a picture of you without you knowing it. So I took this picture of you, and you got this biggest smile, and you're sitting here, and I put this picture up on Facebook. And you call this that thing, right? You're like, well, am I in that thing? And I said, I put a picture up. I said, Calvin Statham, legendary and feeling free at 83. You are 83, right?
I am 83.
I said, he says hello to all his children.
All my children.
Yeah, so I put this in here, and right off the bat, Bobby Elliott says, the greatest music teacher ever.
Oh, my.
Joe Evans says, the greatest.
Ooh.
Rodney Baker. Remember
Yes, I remember Rodney.
Now, what do you remember about Rodney? Because Rodney's out there.
Oh, is he out? Where is he?
Rodney, he's always out there. He said, tell him Bush, curly hair, said hello.
Yes, I remember him. I do.
He's driving his hot rod down in North Carolina. Tammy Mergle Hess says, tell him Miss Hessbra sends her love. Sandra Chung says, oh, my God, Lachelle Beasley and I were just talking about him.
Uh-huh.
He looks great.
Lachelle.
I'm not going to tell you look great, but Lachelle says you look great.
Yeah, tell Lachelle hello to me.
Please tell him Miss Chung says hello, and I hope he still remembers me.
I do.
All right. Scott Enlich says, Scott Enlich says, still looks like he did in 1985?
Yeah.
Damn, I know what you look like in 85. You didn't look like that. I mean, you didn't look – well, you kind of look like that. That's what he looked like in 81 right there. So there's so hold on. Let me get it in front of you there. Then and now. Sit up straight so like people can see. Then and now. There it is right there, Mr. Statham.
So now.
Let me keep going here. Joni Horsey says, tell him I said hello. He really made an impression on my life.
Oh, my.
What would that mean to you?
It means everything to me. That's what it means to me. I cannot express how much it means to me. Listen, I'm for real. I'm a for real person, always have been. I've always tried to be. I think what I like most about my children that I taught was that they understood that I was going to be a fair teacher, but I was going to be a difficult teacher at times,
Give him that look. Everybody wants to see that look. Pretend.
Yeah,
Pretend I said something wrong to you.
I could be difficult at
Put
times.
your little finger out and give that.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Because you had a little office over on the side where you
Yes, I had an
straighten
office,
things out, as I remember.
and I could get my children to understand me very well in that office.
Without violence.
No problems.
All right.
Whatsoever. I talked to them. There were many that I had to just talk to, that's all, because they were wonderful, and I mean that.
Well, they think
So
you're
when
wonderful.
I'm out of here, when my time has
A long
come,
time from now, because you're only
no,
83.
Yeah, I know, but
How's your wife? Everybody always asks about her.
Madeline is doing fair. She's doing pretty good, but she's had some problems, and she's going through some things now with her health, but she's doing pretty good.
Well, you were over here telling me how many times she went to Japan, all over the
yes.
world,
I
with the
would-
Statham Singers.
I said she has been very fortunate. She has traveled the world over. She even sang in the China Sea in Vietnam on the ship. We have the pictures and everything. But she's had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful life. So I've had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful life too. We both did what we wanted to do. And Madeline, I think her destiny was to sing all over this world, and she did, she did sing well too.
Nobody of my era will ever forget the spring and the Christmas choral events where you would bring in the Statham Singers
Right.
and get everybody right on Delvale Avenue.
Exactly. But it was the time for us to have things like that.
So, yeah, I got to say this to you, Calvin, because I had you on about 2-3 years ago. We did the show at Drug City, and we sang some songs. And about a week later, I put it out on the radio and the internet. People saw it. And my pal Bruce Scher, who's one of my partners here at WNST, his father owned the Blast. Nathan Red Scher also owned a Loma's Ruler, as you remember, a Loma's Ruler. And he said to me, "Is that the Calvin Statham that taught at Pikesville back when And I'm like, "There's no Calvin Statham taught at Pikesville. He's Dundalk all. Come on, man. Sparrows Point."
Oh, no, but I was Sparrows Point, but I did teach at Pikesville.
How many years at Pikesville?
8 years.
Well, Bruce was one of them, and you're going to tell your Pikesville story, but I got to keep going here. Floyd Bryce says, "Cool dude." Lisa Michelle Terhern says, "He looks as amazing as he always did." Michelle Tanner, I know your maiden name, "He is just the best." Tina Jenko, my girl from Colgate, "He is the greatest," with 3 hearts behind that. Christine Singalakis, hello, Christine. "No way. Wow, loved his class so much." Ron Drager says, "From Florida, good stuff." And then Jimmy Thomas, my Pop Warner quarterback and the quarterback of the Dundalk Owls, longtime Morgan State man. Jimmy T says, "That's our guy. Nothing but admiration for a man that has a hand in our growth."
That's wonderful.
We all talk about you so nice.
but that's
I didn't say
wonderful.
anything good about you back in the day. You were hard. You were tough. You were mean. You were ornery. You made me sing right.
Does that make me mean?
I invited you back here all these years later to tell you how much I love you, so I guess it worked.
All right, okay then.
Well, Ron West, my dear friend, has been writing me offline. He was trying to get over here today with his wife, and she had a cold and didn't want to get anybody sick. He mentioned Barry Schalk, and he said, "Please tell him that his and Barry Schalk's education," Barry's art teacher,
Yes.
meant more to me than any English or math class. So you messed up. You out-taught the important teachers.
Well, I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to be myself, and that's all I.
What makes a good
tried
teacher?
to-
What got you up in the morning to be a good teacher?
Because I wanted to get up in the morning, because I couldn't wait to get to my children. I guess that's the answer. I couldn't wait to get to them. I looked forward to seeing them. I looked forward to talking to them. I looked forward to going down the hall to the cafeteria with them. I looked forward to sitting in the cafeteria with them on lots of occasions and sitting there eating and laughing and having a good time with the children. And when we got back to our class, we could still go back to Mr. Statham and his children. And
I think of being in your class and all the rehearsal we did and singing Scott Medora and Doug Bennett. I have pictures. I lost Doug Bennett, and I found a picture of me and Doug in your chorus singing our hearts out right before the stadium singers got up and showed us how to do it, And when I thought of you, I think of being in My Fair Lady with you because I was in a show with you, and you totally miscast me. We went through that the last time. I should have been Freddie. I'll clear my throat and start to sing on the street where you live. But when I think of you in that way, you gave us so much confidence that we were. Jeff Cram and I talked about this recently. Anna Marie Cristal, you made us feel like we were the greatest actors in the world in 1981, and we were kids. And I asked you about doing shows with kids in middle school and junior high and all that stuff, and you still beam with. Like we really were good. You still are making me believe we were really good.
I'm going to stop you right there.
I was the best Zoltan Karpathy that there ever was.
You were not really good. You were excellent. I want to use that word. Excellent.
Okay.
Not good. Excellent.
All I remember is what a crusty, old, nasty, mean curmudgeon you were. You were... The day we were getting evaluated, I've talked about this before. Anybody that ever went to an evaluation with him over at Parkville and ate Gino's fried chicken afterward, because we did that too.
Yes.
You, from about a week before, what did we call it? Was it called? We got graded. What was it called? We were rating, assessed. What was it? It had a. It was a formal thing,
yes,
right?
It was very formal, but you had to show your skills at singing real music, not just easy music.
I want to go
like
home.
That. Yeah, but
gonna take a sentimental
they wanted you to show all of your skills,
right?
And you all did a very
and
good
man,
job.
you would bang on that piano, and you would look at us with this intensity, and he'd look at all of us, and he would get us all where we needed to be, and then we would be done, and we'd have to towel off, man. It was like a prize fight to do this thing with you.
When those papers got back to Holabird.
Oh, and you read them off to us? Evaluation is what it was called, right? It was evaluation.
Evaluation. So they said that you were outstanding, just like I said it. Outstanding.
You took it personally if we screwed up. It was bad for Calvin.
Yes, it was very, very, very bad. But not for Calvin. It was bad for my children because they were taught to learn to sing in a good way and to know what harmony and beautiful music meant to their teacher and to their parents and to their friends. That's important. That's very important.
I'm going to let you go because you got to get home to Madeline, and I'm going to get you crab cake and do all that. We're at Costas. Mr. Calvin Statham, my middle school, everybody's middle school teacher at Holabird and Pikesville and other places, 83 years young, and love him up for the holidays. I come down here to Costas. You live in the area here, too, so I like to have you by. And Jerry, Piper, and Lori are just great friends of mine. They brought him. Jerry didn't want to come over here, and he and Calvin have this special relationship. You want to come over and be a part of it? No, I'm not in. Jerry is an old Raven fan. We can talk football, Colts, and all that, but
come over here, Jerry Piper.
Oh, no. Now, once he calls you, it's over. You have to come now. I don't think there's any. But
you and Lynn. Lori.
Listen to me.
Wait 1 minute. I want both of them to come over here.
You got to come, Jerry. Come on over here. He's not going to let it go. We're going to stop the show if I don't have Jerry. So Jerry's from Dundalk. He's a little older than me. His younger brother actually went to school with me and was a quarterback of the football team. Get in the middle here, Jerry. Here you go. Pop that on, and I'll get this working for you here. Jerry Piper, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, my friend. And by the way, dude, I found pictures of you and me. You're wearing your Navy gear. I found pictures of you and me. You're good. I found pictures of you and me doing Raven stuff out at the barn. You used to bring your boy out to the barn all the time, right?
Never missed it.
So you were always there.
We were always there.
I didn't know. Well, you live down the street, so it was one of the things. I'll get you on mic here. So how do you know this guy? Because Jerry and his wife, this has to do with the crab cake tour. Jerry's Dundalk guy, but Jerry and Lori's son went to high school with do you know this? Went to high school with my son at Perry Hall High School.
Oh, okay.
2001, 2002, 2000, in that era. I was nationally syndicated out in Chicago, Illinois. So I was a single parent. My son was a high school student. And And my mom was in Dundalk at the time. My kid went to Perry. He's kind of old enough to move his own way. He was 14, 15, like that, 16. But he needed some supervision.
Yes.
And I needed to put him in Dundalk hands. So Jerry and Lori, they did for my son what you did for me. They took his shoe right here, and so they did this for my son, okay? And I never knew you knew him. I never knew he knew you. And I had my dear friend Brian Doak got COVID in a crab cake tour over at Easton, Maryland. And my wife and I didn't have any place to stay on like day 23 of the crab cake tour. I put it out online. They offered us to stay on their boat in St. Michael's. And we went down. We had a couple of cocktails, and there were dogs involved, as I remember. There were thunderstorms. There were really bad crab cakes. Don't ever get a crab cake in St. Michael's. Ed Hale told me don't do that, and I don't get a crab cake there. But he and I got talking late at night, and your name came up. And I'm like, is Calvin Statham that old that he taught you, right? So when did you encounter Calvin Statham and become his? We all keep you, man. We all love you. All of your children, we're all the same.
But this one, all I can say is I can't even express it. I have to just sit back and listen whenever anybody talks about this one.
Is he more special than me?
I didn't say that.
All right, I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure.
But I said,
because nobody's more special than me. You told me. I was like Forrest Gump. I was special, man. Come on. When did you encounter him? You went to Holabird in the 60s, man. You're like older than I think you are.
1967. First time I saw him. 1967 in his music room.
Was he old then? Cranky?
He was 27.
Well, you thought he was 87 then.
He was cranky, but he was.
that did it.
I came in the door, and he was looking at me, and he said, well, don't stand in the door. Get over here, grab a chair, sit your butt down. I'll get to you in a minute. And 3 years changed my life.
Well, it's funny because we reunited a couple years ago because My Fair Lady was the show I was in with you. And it was this time of year. It was Christmas time, 3 years ago. And the commercials were coming on that My Fair Lady was playing a Hippodrome. And I love the folks at the Hippodrome. I wanted to come down. And my wife had never seen it. And I always told her, this guy, he casts me as a mad Hungarian ghoul with a beard. Man, Malvin, I'm telling you, I still got the glue behind my ears from that beard she put on me over at Dundalk Middle back in 1981. So I said to Jen liked My Fair Lady, the movie. I'm like, well, let's go to the show. And I said, I'm going to call Calvin Statham and invite him. And she had heard a little bit about you. And I gave her 2 weeks of, like, when you meet this guy shines. He's like a different kind of guy. And then she met you, and within 5 minutes, she's like, oh, I like him. I wish he would have taught me music. So we did My Fair Lady, and you picked him up and brought him. You're the driver. Jerry's the driver, driving
No.
Mr. Statham, driving Calvin.
Lori is the driver.
Lori's the driver. You don't even drive?
He doesn't know how. He
I
tries.
sat in the back seat, and he's got to sit next to my wife all the time.
Oh, all right. I got this all wrong. I'm glad I bring you on here to get the facts.
Exactly.
I don't want to report lies to my audience.
I want it to be reported correctly.
So what makes this guy special 50 years later?
Always been special. Just a big influence in all of our lives.
Everybody.
We were never his students. We were his children, and he treated us as such.
Can you imagine if every teacher we had a lot of great teachers now.
Of course
Now I
we
hold
did.
this, and I held these pictures up. You said, "Oh, he passed away. She passed away." God, what a good person! What a good you. These were your workmates,
Yes.
and you have such fond memories for all of them. But we don't remember all of them. We remember you and a handful of others. But it is amazing when I put your picture up.
But you see,
You're like Santa Claus, you know.
well, I didn't know I was like Santa Claus, but I guess in a good way.
Well,
Right.
your presence is my present.
Okay.
Is that
okay.
good?
Yeah, that's good.
Is that good for the holidays? Can we drop the mic on that?
Yes, you can.
I'm
That's a good thing.
All right, well, I'm going to get you back home. What's your favorite Christmas song? That's what I wanted to ask you.
Oh, my God.
Because you've been sitting here for 3 hours eating crab cakes, regaling the Dundalk people, and you've been singing songs. I mean, I'm sitting here, and you, hark the herald angels sing. So I figured you and I should do some caroling.
May I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
What makes you tick? What makes you tick?
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll is what it is. It's exactly the answer you wanted from me, isn't it? It's crab cakes and Coco's what makes me tick.
Good.
Well, I picked your energy.
You keep up the good work.
Hey, look, Jerry came to me 2 hours ago. He's like, I'm a little worried about Calvin. His energy's a little low. And I'm like, he didn't wake up till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He's up all night watching late night television is what you're doing.
I do enjoy watching television at night. All night, I do.
Well,
and I sleep all day.
Well, you're old enough to do whatever you want.
I can do whatever I want. That's what I say. Now I know why I like you too, because you give me such good choices. Good choices. I can do whatever I want. That's what I just heard that.
That's what I wanted to hear in 7th grade with you when I walked in, is I could do whatever I want.
Yeah, Not then.
But we love you. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Merry
The
Christmas
same
to
to
you.
you.
I hope you have a beautiful holiday.
I hope so too.
You going to eat something good on Christmas for me? Get some cookies?
I don't know. As you get older, I tell you, you don't do anything like you used to.
I know.
But you're still a baby right now.
I'm 56.
You're still a baby right now. So, but just enjoy yourself.
I'm trying. That's why I brought you over, so I can enjoy. That's why I got Todd here. That's why Gina Shock's coming.
And keep this old man happy.
It's the most wonderful time
of the year.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
And this old one here, keep him moving.
I only see him when I see you, so it gives me a good excuse to put them together.
I like it when you bring him around me.
You know what we're going to do? This is my Christmas. Lori, you're in on this, all right? We're going to find the right show to take you to. We're going to take you back down to the show, the Hippodrome. We're going to find a show. We're going to. It doesn't have to be at the Hippodrome. It could be anywhere. I saw Pippin last year. The Notre Dame Prep High School did a showing of Pippin that was to beat. You would have loved it. So maybe we'll go to a high. Well, we're going to find anybody out there who's doing a show in the spring, March, April. I want to bring Calvin, but tell them they better be excellent, because if you're in the crowd,
it better be.
Your ish is getting evaluated from the minute you get there. He sat next to me at My Fair Lady. You know that. Well, you were sitting behind us. He sat with me. My wife had a seat 3 rows behind, and you were on the other side. And he sat with me, and we're there. This is professional Hippodrome Broadway. We're there. It was very obvious you miscast me. I should have been Freddie in the Holabird production in '81. But Freddie came out. The real Fred, the Broadway Freddie. I have often walked down the street before. And you're like, that boy can sing. That's what you said to me. So you're evaluating him the minute he could be in my show. He could be in My Fair Lady. He could be my Freddie. And I'm like, what about me? You know?
Well, what did I say?
But you're evaluating all. So if you have a show at Notre Dame Prep, you did a great job. I would come back. I don't know what you're doing. If you're doing Guys and Dolls or something this year, we'll come. I want to take you to see a show. Somewhere, and that I know it's going to be good. So that way you're not like, well, this isn't any good. You know, I want you to be like, oh, these children, oh, look at how great they are. That's what I want you to do.
Okay. Whatever you say.
What's your favorite show?
I don't have a favorite. I like all of them.
Pick 5. Give me 5.
All right, I'll give you 5.
Because I want to take you to one that you like.
Let me give you 5 shows.
5 shows. Let's go.
Okay, here we go. Number 1.
Sound effects. I like that. That's what happens when you don't bring up a piano.
It's a tie.
Okay, go ahead.
My Fair Lady, Lil Abner.
Okay, those are the 2.
They're tied.
Okay,
but
what's
they
3?
stand
What's 4 and
for
5?
one. They
All
stand
right.
for one.
You can't pick Little Abner or My Fair Lady.
Oh, no, I have
So
to
I
pick.
already took you to My Fair Lady. Maybe I should find a Little. Did they still do Little Abner?
Yes.
I did Little Abner. You did My Fair Lady.
That's right. Now.
So you're saying he's sucking up to us? That if
No.
you and I would have
no,
done
I don't
Guys
have-
and Dolls in Oklahoma, he would have been.
I don't have to do that. See this?
Did you see that?
I don't have to do that.
Oh my! Do that again.
There it is. But anyhow, that was my
That's 2. Little
No.
Abner, My Fair Lady.
no, that's 1. They count as 1.
Oh, you're gonna pick 6. All right, so we got
They
5
count
more.
as 1. Let's see what other shows did I like. Let's see.
I already gave you South Pacific, Oklahoma, Guys and Dolls,
Oklahoma.
Man of La Mancha. Did you do that one?
No, I didn't do that one. Oklahoma. That comes in number 2.
Oklahoma. Had Mark Clayton
The
on
Sound
show
of Music.
The hills are alive.
I love that show.
All right.
I try never to miss it, and every time I see it, I can see my babies performing it.
Annie? No? Little Annie? No. Okay. No.
They did a super job. Super job.
You got the last one for me? Keep going.
Nope, let's see.
Steve DeBillius. I'm in Dundalk.
Camelot.
Look at that.
Camelot.
My neighbor. What's going on, man?
Camelot.
Hanging out with Calvin Statham. See, these kids, you didn't go to Holabird. This is what happens when you go to Curly or Mount Carmel or, you missed out. This man would have straightened you out had you gone to Holabird, man, right here. This man would have straightened you out is what he would have done. Steve DeBillius, man. His niece did the show last time we were over at Commerce. So we did hang in Dundalk. You just see people, so.
South Pacific, too, though. I told you all
right, I'm going to take you to one of these shows.
I liked all of my shows.
You were in Man of La Mancha? No, you were in Little Abner.
Yeah.
If we find the Little Abner, if they're doing Little Abner at Severna Park High, wherever they're doing Little Abner, I've never seen Little Abner. Is it any good?
Yes, it's wonderful.
What's it about?
Little Abner.
I'm going to Google it. I got to get you home. Jerry, I love you. Appreciate Lori. Thanks for everything. Calvin, say hello to your fans, to your children.
Hello to all of my dear ones. I love you all. Love you all. And I think of you all the time. All the time.
Hold on a minute. Before I go, I got a parting shot for you because I got to give you one kick before we go. It's not this one. It was the 8th grade. 9th grade, you didn't want to sign my yearbook. I must have done something wrong. This is the 8th grade yearbook. You actually signed my yearbook.
What did I say?
Hold on. Here, it's right here. I'm going to read it to everybody, so I'm going to hold it up. You have nice penmanship. You do. What can I say? You know how I feel about you. You are most definitely one of my favorite people, and being around you has brought me great joy and happiness. God bless you always. C.H. Statham.
Well, that's wonderful. I think
You make me cry, Calvin.
All of that is true. All of that.
I was going to ask,
true.
you mean that?
Yes, I mean it. I
was going to say it's
certainly.
34 years, but I'm doing the math wrong, dude. 44 years ago that he
But I could have had a rubber stamp made of this.
Because you wrote that for everybody?
For every student
I
I
don't
taught.
feel how special I feel.
No. I didn't say I wrote this for everybody.
You wrote something like that?
I wrote.
I want everybody out there from Holabird, go to Pikesville, go
I
through your
wrote
yearbook.
what I
Find
felt
out that you
at
wrote
the
something good for
time.
you.
So you can't put anything in my mind.
Next time I bring you, I'm done talking to you, I'm going to bring you a piano. Next time, we're just going to sing, all right?
Okay.
I'll
And
bring
you're
you
gonna-
what you signed in mine next time.
And I'm going to bring Lou Fashoni over here, and you're going to apologize to me in front of him for casting him, is what you're going to do. Lou, I don't mean that. I'm just giving up. But Merry Christmas.
Thank you. And the same to you.
Calvin Statham is my
And a
dude, my
very-
lifer dude.
Very happy New Year.
It's all brought to you by the Maryland Lottery. Our friends here, the Holiday Luck Doubler. I gave Calvin one. Hold that up there. He's a $50,000 winner. I didn't rig it or anything, but I hope he wins. Jerry, you get one too. Happy Christmas. Todd Schuller's going to join us next from Essex, but not from around here, but he hangs out around here and he fits in because he's drinking beer at the bar at Costas. I am Nestor. We are WNST, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore. Back for more from Dundalk. Gina Shock's going to be here, and it won't be as good as Calvin. Don't tell her I said that, but she'll know what we're talking about.